Life with MS is the strangest of things. All that you see is not what it seems. It takes a lot of strength to survive most days. We hide, we pretend, we lie, to seem normal, as one would say. But what is normal for most is not normal for us. There is pain and fatigue and confusion and numbness. There is fear, there is loss, but carry on every day, this we must. For we all in this world have our cross to bear. A lot in this life that we live is unfair. What defines us is not the battles we win, but the battles we endure and help others in. We can scream at the heavens, at the world, we can constantly argue and fight, or we can choose to help and support others with a similar plight. We can choose to see the power and strength in our endurance. We can choose to sit it out, or we can choose to dance. Our destination is not where we should lay our focus. Our journey along the way is what is the most wondrous. Take each day as it is, each moment as it comes, and when things get hard, like they do, take a breath, be still, and come back to you. Remind yourself how strong you are and look what you've survived, and think of how you have helped so many other people to thrive. For life is made of moments, and those moments filled with life. We must remind ourselves to look beyond any pain or any strife, to always be grateful for all that we do have, and truly live and experience this beautiful dance that we are blessed with, called life.
Well, speaking firsthand and living with MS for over 22 years, I have never been happier. However, I confess to being extremely lucky. I have been to numerous MS funerals, where people have been diagnosed long after me, and here I am attending their funerals. Several others were diagnosed with cancer, which for me was a double whammy. Bad enough having MS, but then to be told that you also have cancer. And once again, I have attended several of their funerals. The word unlucky comes nowhere near explaining it. I learned a very long time ago that money does not bring you happiness. More often than not, it brings the opposite. If I won the Euro Millions Lotto, valued at 280 million euros, it still would not cure my MS. Up to COVID, there was nothing that I could not do. One of my proudest moments was walking my daughter down the aisle in Chicago, despite whispers and rumors stating otherwise. It was one event I would not be talked out of, albeit with the aid of my relator. Our daughter Emma gave birth to Lily Rose in September 2020. I had never thought about being a granddad, but it is simply wonderful. She is such a goose and is so much fun. I regularly attend Goodson Park in Liverpool to see my beloved Everton Football Club play. Good, bad or indifferent. I go to countless concerts from the RDS, the Three Arena, Vicar Street, to the Pavilion in Dunleary to the Mermaid Theatre in Bray. I am in several WhatsApp groups and participate in numerous weekly Zoom sessions. I play bridge online 5 nights a week. My MS type is primary progressive MS, for which there is no medication. Until very recently, the drug Ocrevus slows the progress of MS, and several people were chosen to trial the drug in Ireland. I inquired and was told that I was too far down the line age-wise, since my initial diagnosis back in 2000. A big bummer all round. Yet, deep down, I was expecting this outcome. So, you just continue on as before, keeping a positive attitude and enjoying life. I am chair of MS Ireland's East Wicklow branch once again. I assist the MS fundraising manager at MS Ireland on numerous projects. I attend Open Door in Bray twice weekly for 1 hour of one-to-one physio. and I attend a mosaic class which I absolutely love, and have sold several pieces which I have sold, and have even taken several commissions. In short, I am the happiest lad, and an incredibly lucky one, I might add. This piece is unlikely to win any awards, but it is spoken from the heart.
Snowflakes by Mark Talbot, Marco. An outsider might see the tremor, maybe not, but it doesn't mean it's not there, because it is. Likewise, the shaky legs or the dropped foot. Both are visible and could result in a stumble. One might ignore it as nothing or an insignificant trip, but again, it's not. Trouble is, now you see it and then it's gone and you don't. Someone sitting on a bar stool, appearing unsteady, or actually falls off the stool. To an onlooker or the barman, it's perceived the peer has had enough or is drunk, when reality is they're not. Perhaps one or two, but nothing excessive. Merely suffering from the unseen condition again. A passerby challenges a person for parking their car on a disabled blue bay space. The vehicle user states they have a blue badge on the car's dash. They get a response, "What's your problem? You don't look disabled, so why have you got the badge?" The car driver merely answers, "That's my business, not yours," and walks away. Not every ailment is clearly visible. Should the particular driver's legs not be able to function, the hand controls are activated and the car is used as normal. They're in possession of a parking badge for good reason. If you say you're fatigued, you're not. Tired, maybe. Worn out after burning the candle at both ends, probably. Fatigue is a major symptom of the unseen condition. Personally, when my condition strikes, even raising a hand or lifting an arm is difficult, whatever about moving. Walking is quite impossible. But relief comes in minutes or hours, and I'm back to normal as if nothing had been wrong. Again, now you see it, then you don't. Hands and feet are also a major issue. Personally, my foot plant is imprecise. I feel I've cushions strapped to each foot. Stamping creates a dull sensation, not distinctive. Likewise, my hands, and in particular my fingers, can be frustrating. Using a QWERTY keyboard, my left hand little finger is responsible for certain keys, so when I'm pressing an A, I get a Q or a backspace, which is very annoying. Hand grip is strong in both, but the fingers not obeying instructions. Called a snowflake disease, no two particles of falling snow are identical. Those afflicted with the unseen condition are similarly affected. No two people have identical symptoms, the same but distinctly different. A wheelchair user is self-explanatory for all to see. Same for all. Someone using a white stick, indicating visual impairment. But the unseen condition is an altogether different matter, because it is impossible to see by another person.
I Do Not Have MS by Louise Wardell. I don't have MS, but have been associated with the Society for over 30 years, and hence with people with MS. I have made friends with many, and don't like some. That's life. Over those 30 years, we have gone from no hope, just deterioration, to improvements and treatments every year for everyone, including those with primary progressive MS. For many, the initial diagnosis can be a relief. After months or longer, knowing something was wrong and not getting any answers. Then, realization of the serious situation sets in. I understand that it can take up to a year to adjust, at which stage, if a person was hearty and the soul of the party, that's what he would be like again. And if someone was a grumpy so-and-so before, that's what they will be like again. The people who have coped best are those who have not let themselves be defined by their MS, but have got on with their life. This is easier to do if you don't have to go into the hospital weekly for meds or whatever, and generally now it is months between visits, once it has been got under control, so that you can go away and get on with your life. If you let MS control your life, it will be a difficult one. But if you remember that you are the self-same person you were before your diagnosis, then you should do anything you want to do. Some things may be more difficult or tiring, but keep going. The MS Society in this country is a great support and run many support groups in different regions of the country, offering services such as physio, yoga, coffee mornings, and even creative writing courses. There are always people to talk to if you are down, but we want you to be up and achieving, working, or having a good time. The art of living with MS depends on the attitude of the person. So be that person who lives life to the fullest, to the best of your ability.
It Could Have Been Me by Julia Hart. It could have been me walking down Melody Lane that fine autumn day, the golden crinkling leaves underfoot, and half-open chestnuts scattered on the ground. The children would soon take them on their way home from school, as I did all those years ago. It could have been me walking down Melody Lane one fine summer's day, not a cloud in the sky. In intense heat of the midday sun, wildflowers, grasses, and weeds in full bloom, making it a beautiful spectacle to behold. It could have been me walking down Melody Lane that fine spring morning, deep in thought, not taking in the beauty of all that surrounds me, oblivious to everything, lost in my contemplation. It could have been me walking down Melody Lane deep in the middle of winter, not a flower to be seen, lots of puddles on display in the crevices, in the ground, too windy to use my umbrella, soaked to the skin. Could have been me.